Let's bring on a guest who gathered his own comments after giving his own response to the President of the United States. The governor of the state of Louisiana, nice enough to join us as Fat Tuesday draws to a close. Always a big day in the state of Louisiana. Governor Jindal, thank you very much for being with us. I wanted to talk to you tonight, Governor, because I found your remarks to a Republican conference recently so interesting. You said, we have got to stop being the stupid party. And at that point, there was a reaction from the crowd, and you calmed them down and you said, no, I'm serious. It's time for a new Republican Party that talks like adults. We had a number of Republicans damage the brand this year with offensive and bizarre comments. I'm here to say we've had enough of that. Can you go further? Is this a redesign? Is this a rebuilding year for the GOP?
Brian, first, I'll thank you for having me. I thought Senator Rubio did a wonderful job. Look, I don't think our party needs to abandon our principles. I not only said that we should stop being the stupid party, I also said we don't need to be the party of austerity. We need to be the party of growth. Tonight, you heard the president double down on the last 4 years. You heard him double down on taking more money out of the economy to grow the government economy, not the private sector economy. You know, we have seen Wall Street greed. Now we're seeing government greed. There's never going to be enough tax, never going to be enough spending. We as Republicans need to stand up for an alternative vision of how we grow that private sector economy. There is one city doing very, very well in the president's economy. That's Washington, D.C. We as a Republican Party need to be about education reform, energy reform. We need to be about simplifying the tax code, taking out the loopholes, taking out the special breaks. So, yes, we need to be consistent with our principles, but we need to show how our principles are aspirational, how they help people join and thrive in the middle class.
President also talked about lurching from these manufactured crisis to manufactured crisis. You get to be an executive in Baton Rouge, and you keep some of the Washington mess off of you. But when does standing for something mean obstructionism? Because the folks watching at home tonight are so hungry to see some cooperation and progress.
Well, look, the president has an opportunity to lead. For example, on sequestration, you're talking about less than 3% of the federal government, what they spend every year. Certainly, he can come up with a list of prioritized cuts that don't hollow out our military. I think there's an opportunity for bipartisan action on, for example, tax reform. He just got a $600 billion plus tax increase. If he'll admit we don't need to increase taxes on the American people, yes, get rid of the loopholes, make everybody pay their fair share, use those revenues to lower rates to grow the private sector economy. I think there is an opportunity to act together across party lines if the president's willing to lead, if he's willing to get away from the liberal ideology. I'm concerned about tonight's speech, however. On one hand, he said, he almost echoed Bill Clinton. He didn't quite say it this way. The era of big government's over. We don't need new government programs. And then he listed a bunch of new government programs. To this president, it seems like there's no problem there's not a problem that a government program can't solve. We don't need another 4 more years of this. 6 record years. Next will be the 6th record year of unemployment above 7.5%. National debt over $16 trillion. Mr. President, it's time to stop the spending, stop raising our taxes. Let's grow the private sector economy, not the government economy.
Governor Bobby Jindal, Republican, state of Louisiana. Governor, thank you very much for agreeing to be with us tonight.
Thank you, Brian.